services and programs. Good afternoon, Dr. Batson.
Good afternoon, Samantha. And how are you doing this afternoon?
I am very well, thank you.
Great, great, great. A pleasant good afternoon to you and the listeners of Freedom 106.5 FM. It's always a pleasure to be here on a Thursday afternoon to discuss health from a natural and integrated perspective. And of course, today we're going to touch on some particular issues. We're actually going to be discussing skin health today. I know that's a big thing with everyone, especially the ladies. So we're going to be discussing, what are some of the issues that you would have with your skin, ranging from things like acne, go straight to more serious concerns like psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, that type of thing. We will explain, what are some of the symptomology you'll experience, of course, what are the causative factors for those things, and most importantly, what do we at Batson and Associates do, or how we can actually help correct that situation for you. So you're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director of Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. So when we talk about skin health, a lot of persons have various issues with the skin. Some persons may have situations with a lot of acne. You might be told that you have greasy skin or oily skin, or you might be told that you have very dry skin. Or it might be to the extent where you actually end up with more serious skin conditions, like things like atopic dermatitis, psoriasis, lichen planus. And these are primarily even eczema. And these are what are referred to as inflammatory skin conditions. The thing is, your skin is actually a major organ of detoxification. The human body has 7: your kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, the lymphatic system, your lungs, and then your skin. Now, the skin is primarily referred to as your integumentary system. Sorry, and that integumentary system comprises a number of things. It comprises various layers of your skin, what is referred to as your dermis, your epidermis. It would have things like your sebaceous glands and different aspects. There are some blood vessels associated there as well. And that primarily makes up that entire integumentary system. Now, your skin is actually, as I mentioned before, an organ of detoxification. The most amount of toxins that actually leave your body via your skin, your pores, primarily in the form of sweat. So it is said that the level of toxins that leave your body are significantly higher as compared to other organs of elimination. So much more as compared to your bowels, your urinary system, your respiratory system, that type of thing. Your skin actually can exit or cause a lot of toxins to exit that particular organ. So when you have problems with your skin, what is your body really telling you? Well, it is telling you a number of things. Primarily, one particular issue is an issue of inflammation in the skin. So let's take, for example, psoriasis. Now, psoriasis is an inflammatory skin condition that's primarily marked by, you would see a lot of red blotches on the skin. Usually, it itches a lot. And, your skin doesn't really look too, how to put it? It doesn't look healthy. You actually see the skin tend to be very inflamed. In some cases, if you have things like eczema as well, you're going to get inflammation on the skin. You're going to be seeing breakage. You're going to be seeing the skin weeping. So in some cases, you actually see what appears like water buttons and those type of things. So it's a serious condition. People who have psoriasis, I mean, it's not to say that they could expose themselves as they would like, because the skin really, really looks bad. And then, of course, you have issues with the elements to deal with. So usually, especially if the place is very hot, you find you have a lot of issues associated with that. Now, based on the time that we have, I'll try to make the explanation as concise as possible. But what your body is primarily telling you there is that that particular organ of elimination is not functioning properly. That entire integumentary system, it is lacking blood flow, it is lacking oxygen, it is lacking nutrients. And we know the importance of circulation, especially as it applies or relates to the proper exchange of oxygen and nutrients to your cells. So the first thing that you need to realize if you have a problem with your skin, whether, as I said, it is excuse me, whether it is acne, atopic dermatitis, lichen planus, whatever the case may be. Because you're going to go to the dermatologist, and the dermatologist is going to give you some sort of diagnosis. And of course, after the diagnosis, you're going to be put on a particular regime. Now, the problem with that you have to take into consideration is what is really causing this situation with your skin. Now, as I explained before, you have 7 channels of elimination: kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, your skin, and your lungs. So if your skin is giving you all these sorts of problems, it's an indication that the other organs of elimination are not functioning as they should. You know, I always use a simple analogy. I said, if you have 7 people that's supposed to come to work, each doing a different, whether you have someone who's working in operations, accounts, excuse me, whatever the case may be, you find that if one person stays home, the other person can really fill in because accounts can do operation works and vice versa. So the same applies to the human body. If your 7 channels of elimination are not functioning as they should, it's going to reach a point where one of the other organs of elimination is going to have to end up burdened or end up overworked. And that's a perfect example of what happens to people or persons who end up with things like psoriasis, as I said, atopic dermatitis, even simple things as acne. So it's not a matter of actually addressing it from the superficial perspective or from the external perspective, but really dealing with it from an internal perspective, especially as it relates to the other organ systems: liver, kidney, gastrointestinal. So that's something that you need to pay very, very close attention to. One of the things we're going to discuss as well is what do we, as I said, at Batson Associates really do to correct the situation. Before I continue, let me just give you our clinic locations and numbers. For the Shogunas office, we are located on the 1st floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. That telephone number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And Debe is the corner of Ramson Wood Street and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. That telephone number for Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to our social media. We are live on Facebook. On Facebook, we are Batson and Associates Limited. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. Samantha, let me just go over to you so you can remind the listeners of the numbers as well as if we have any questions to address.
Of course, if you have a question for Dr. Batson, please give us a call right now at 627-3223, 627-3223, or 625-2257, 625-2257. You can also send your medical question via WhatsApp to 306-1065, 306-1065. We do have a question. Someone is asking what causes excessively sweaty palms.
Okay, excessively sweaty palms, people who even sweat under their feet as well, is usually an indication of our overactive nervous system. That falls in the category of what is known as your autonomic nervous system, which is sympathetic, parasympathetic. So that's the flight or fight aspect of the body. So an individual who may have excessively sweaty hands is an individual who that particular aspect of the central nervous system is overactive. And as a result of that, you have that particular experience. One of the things that, of course, could correct that is a matter of just bringing back balance to that entire central nervous system. There's a particular product we carry at Batson Associates known as Nerve Restore. Now, Nerve Restore was primarily designed to address the central nervous system, especially in aspects of insomnia, depression, and anxiety. One of the key ingredients in Nerve Restore is something known as kava kava, and it's something known as alma, A-L-M-A, which is actually known as Indian gooseberry. It's used a lot in Ayurvedic medicine. Something as well known as ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is very popular now. Of course, potency and efficacy is very important because, I mean, a lot of times they tell you A is A and it's not really A. With the Nerve Restore, that actually helps in that sweaty palm situation, but it also helps in the other situations I mentioned there. If you have problems with sleep problems, if you're not satisfied with the quality of your sleep, that is definitely something that you should try, because it is an adaptogen, and what it actually does, it actually reduces the stress levels or stress hormones in the body. The main stress hormone in the body is a hormone known as cortisol. Now, the thing is, if you have a lot of problems, worries, as people say, mentally, your subconscious mind could actually turn on your body's ability to actually produce and release these inflammatory chemicals, these stress chemicals. The problem is, when you turn on that switch, it's very difficult to turn it off. So, for example, persons who have a lot of problems with stress and the release of excessive stress hormones, women, for example, who have problems with PMS is a perfect example, because in those particular situations, you find it very difficult to lose weight. You tend to accumulate a lot of weight by your midsection, close to your hips, your buttocks, that particular part of the body, because the stress hormone actually decreases your metabolism and slows down your metabolism and actually makes your body store a lot of fat. So, that is something that you need to pay very close attention to, and that is a product that, you should give a try. Of course, keep in mind, I am always mindful of the fact that hydration is very, very important. So you have to know yourself and examine yourself. And if you know you're not drinking your body weight divided by 2 in ounces, then that is something you need to do in order to get optimal results from any of the products that we offer. I always tell persons that your digestive system is fundamental to how your body actually assimilates food. So it's very important for that to be working optimally, and that is where proper hydration comes in. So you can feel free, of course, to give us a call or visit. There's actually a soap that we carry at Batson Associates, which one of the ingredient profiles is silver. Now, people who have problems with their skin, especially if you have things like acne, as I said, atopic dermatitis, I'm trying to deal with the more popular ones, lichen planus, psoriasis. That silver soap is actually a very good alternative, because you cannot use regular soaps when you have problems with your skin. So you cannot use soaps that have a lot of parabens and scented perfumes and oils and those type of things, because it's going to further exacerbate or aggravate the situation that you have. So you can always get some information on that soap. Is non-scented, it doesn't have any perfumes, any parabens in it, and one of the key ingredients is actually the silver with the mineral formula, which actually helps to improve the immune system and improve the skin overall. So that's something that you could actually pay very close attention to and get some further information on that. The telephone number that you can get for St. James office is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. And that telephone number for St. James is 220-8113. That's 220-8113. And Tobago, of course, is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number for Tobago is 226-4553. That's 226-4553. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to our social media family. We are live on Facebook. On Facebook, we are Batson Associates Limited. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson Associates Trinidad. Back to you, Samantha.
And we do have another question. This one comes via WhatsApp. Someone is saying, let me see, I have that right here. They were saying that they sweat excessively. They sweat a lot, so they're wondering if something is wrong with them in general.
Excessive sweating could also be an indication of some level of imbalance in the body. As I said, that whole aspect of your autonomic nervous system is what is responsible for that. And the thing is, with your autonomic nervous system, that's the easiest central nervous system to go out of balance. And when it does, it can cause a lot of problems. Even where bowel movement is concerned, your central nervous system controls a lot of functions of the body. The most important organ system in the body is your gastrointestinal system. Right after, closely following that, is your central nervous system. So if you have a issue where you sweat profusely, that could be an indication of some level of neurological imbalance, which can simply be reset or corrected once it is you do, for example, a cleanse. Now, I'm a huge advocate of cleansing and detoxifying. The unfortunate thing, I remember some years ago, I wanted a cleanse for myself, and the only ones that they had available were the ones that, you know, you had to take like 15 tablets a day, and they were like very large tablets. So I had a problem with that. So I decided, I said, listen, I'm going to try to get a cleanse, or to have some sort of cleanse formulated where you're going to have one more liquid, which is very easy, because the thing with liquids go through your system very quickly. It gets in your bloodstream very quickly. It goes through the gastrointestinal system very quickly. And hence the reason where Santulan came along. Because Santulan is a 7-channel detox: kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. But it's a liquid product. So because of that, it's very easy. Hence the reason why it is one of the most popular products that we have. Because, you know, a lot of persons need some sort of cleansing and detoxifying. Let me tell you quickly who would benefit from using Santulan. If you have problems with headaches, you're going to get help with that. You have problems with tiredness, you're going to get help. You have problems with joint pain. So those of you who have a lot of problems with knee pain, back pain, waist pain, pain in the body is always an indication of excess acid, excess lactic acidosis, which is our next type of acid, and it is also an indication of high levels of inflammatory response. So the thing is, when you're getting pain, a detox like Santulan is definitely going to help you. So those of you who may be diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, even psoriatic arthritis, you're going to get some benefit from that. If you have problems with your skin, like what we discussed in here, your skin is always a clear indication of major organs, gastrointestinal, so your colon. It is also a key indicator of what is going on with your liver. Very important. And of course, you know, your liver is the liver is the largest internal organ in the body. It's one of the organs with the most functions. Your liver has over 500 different functions. It is a metabolic organ. It is a digestive organ. It is an organ that plays a significant role even in sleep. So it is a serious organ associated with mental health. So, of course, if it is you do use the Santulan detox together with the alkagen water that we carry, which is a detoxifying water by itself, it is going to help with a lot of those things. Women who have very painful menstrual cycle, I always say to women that your menstrual cycle is not supposed to be painful. If you have an excessively painful menstrual cycle, your body is telling you something is wrong. It is an early indication of hormonal imbalance. It can also be an indication of some level of thyroid imbalance in the body. So it's always important, again, to pay very close attention to those. So very quickly, again, those telephone numbers. Keep in mind, we do have our open clinic days. The open clinic day for me tomorrow is in St. James. That's Red Edge Mall. That's tomorrow, please God. Shogunas usually has open clinic days every day. That's Monday to Saturday, right? So you can always give us a call if you have intentions on doing the live nutritional blood cell analysis, which gives a key indicator of a number of issues in the body. I'll just touch on that in a little bit. You know, you can feel free to give them a call, and we'll be able to advise you accordingly. Back to you, Samantha.
And if you do have a question for Dr. Jason Batson, please give us a call at 627-3223 or 625-2257. We do have another question via WhatsApp, Dr. Batson. The person is asking about white spots on your body.
Okay, right. So there are some spots that some people get that are actually referred to as liver spots, so they call them age spots. It's partially correct in terms of what they recommend, because it is an indication of liver health. In fact, moles, like there are some people will tell you, I come from a family that has a lot of moles. And when we talk about moles, you have the very flat moles, and then you have growing moles. But moles themselves are an indication of liver issues, because one of the major aspects of your liver, as I said, your liver is an organ of digestion. Your liver converts protein to amino acid to protein. Your liver also plays a significant role in the metabolism of fats. So people who have moles, there's also something known as lipomas. Lipomas are actually fat deposits below the skin. People who have lipomas, it would look like what, boy? Imagine like you have like buttons, not buttons, like marbles, but very small marbles under your skin, and you can actually see them protruding. That is actually fat deposits, and they are medically referred to as lipomas. So a lot of those spots that people have, those white spots, are actually an indication of poor liver health. One of the things we do at Batson and Associates, you know, as I said, the Santulan is going to give you some assistance with that. You're also going to get some assistance with the liver tea, because again, we're looking at dealing with the liver. I always tell persons, in order for your liver to give you problems, you would have had to do the most. Because your liver is a very resilient organ. I mean, they cut your liver in half in about a year time, your liver will grow back because it is one of the most rejuvenative organs in the body. However, people who, if you want to maintain good liver health, you always have to look at one, your water intake. Alcohol use is also contributes negatively to liver health, so you need to be monitoring, your alcohol consumption as regards to that as well. So as regards to that situation with the spots, definitely liver concerns. Santulan is something we would address in that particular situation. Even persons who have problems with things like LOTA. There are some people I know who have, they will tell you they have LOTA for years. The very dark ones, the ones that look very raised. But the thing is, if you have any sort of fungus, because that's what LOTA is, LOTA is primarily a manifestation of a fungus internally in your gastrointestinal system, kidney, lungs, that type of thing. It is a clear indicator that high levels of toxins are in the body and it needs to be detoxified. So that's something you need to pay close attention to. Let me again say a pleasant good afternoon to our Facebook listeners. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. Someone is asking the question if detoxifying with the Santulan is going to help with psoriasis. And the answer is yes, you're gonna get some help. One of the things you need to pay attention to as well with that, as I said, is the matter of hydration. That's very, very important. We know that rule your body weight divided by 2 in ounces, and that is something that you need to have been doing for at least a month, and then you can actually start to use the Santulan. Very important, because we don't want you to end up with what is known as healing crisis. And healing crisis is when toxins try to leave your body faster than you want them to leave the body. And that's something you want gradually. That's the reason why long ago your parents used to give you cooling before you got a purge. So before you would have gotten things like salts and sene and those type of things you would have gotten. They would have burnt hops bread and put it in a mug of water and make you drink a glass every morning. That was actually a cooling. So that was actually softening up different aspects of the body so that the toxins wouldn't just rush out when you take the purge and you end up with buttons and breakouts and those type of things. But it would gradually leave the system because the body is now hydrated. That's very, very important. So that's something you need to pay attention to. Keep in mind, as I said, we have our open clinic days. And if it is you are coming to do the blood analysis, do the magnetic resonance analysis, do the dry blood analysis together with the consultation and the foot detox, that entire package with those 5 things, you just need to fast for 2 hours. That's very important. You cannot have food on your stomach for us to do that blood analysis and the scan. You have to fast for at least 2 hours. So please keep that in mind. Because I know we had a lot of persons asking questions regarding that. Again, that telephone number for Shogunas and location. Shogunas is on the 1st floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. That number again is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Samantha, to you.
And we have a follow-up to that question about the white spots. The person is asking if a foot detox will help.
The foot detox will give you some help, yes. However, you need to do the internal detox as well. I mean, a foot detox does help you internally, yeah? But it would not be sufficient for a serious skin problem. You're going to get some help, yes, but as regards to having it successfully dealt with, you need to deal with it from the whole internal aspect. Another thing too, let me make a quick point as regards to those problems with those spots too. Interestingly, just the application of coconut oil. The cold pressed coconut oil is something you could actually start to do, because one of the things that coconut oil actually helps to do, it helps with melatonin in the skin, and it actually helps with like hyperpigmentation. So people who have vertigo, which is actually that skin condition where you see hyperpigmentation. Coconut oil is something that actually helps for that. So that's something that you could actually do. I mean, I know some persons when coming to the center coconut oil, I mean, when we were small, we used to put it on us. So, I mean, you could just put some one of those other oils, like maybe argan oil or one of the other scented ones in it and use it on your skin. But it really does help that situation, as I said, together with the cleansing of the liver. So you could actually ask some questions about the liver tea as well as the Santulan, as I mentioned before.
And we do have another question. Someone is asking about cold, I guess mucus in the lungs. How can it be expelled?
Okay, mucus on your lungs. So if you're having any sort of cold situation, it means, okay, so respiratory. So usually when you have a cold or the flu, it usually affects the respiratory system, which would include lungs, the whole aspect of the sinuses as well, respiratory passage, that type of thing. So it means all that mucus and all that buildup in there needs to come out, or it needs to be expelled. There's a product that we carry at Batson Associates called Lungs Tea. We are big advocate of teas. That Lungs Tea actually helps because it contains a natural expectorant, which actually helps to expel cold from the lungs. The silver or the mineral formula always helps with any respiratory problem. I mean, if I have dealt with, we rather have dealt with someone who had COVID 5 times, and their lungs was really bad. It was, the lungs were scarred. They had they were diagnosed with like emphysema of the lungs. In some cases, they got a diagnosis of bronchitis. There were several diagnoses. But essentially, the lungs were compromised as a result of getting COVID so many times, 5 times. And the silver or the mineral formula was what we use. We use the Lungs Tea. The inflammation formula helped a lot. And there's also a product that we carry, which is it's called Natural Breed. I'm not too sure if we have any in stock right now. I know we're supposed to be getting some stuff from that supplier next week, please God. But anyone who has a problem with asthma, sinusitis, because I always tell persons, asthma is a serious, serious problem. I mean, I would not know what it would like to feel to not be able to breathe for any short space of time. I mean, anybody could experience that. But imagine not being able to breathe at all. That's not nice. That's not nice. And the problem with asthma, you know, just to deviate a bit, is that it has a lot to do with buildup and infections, consistent infections in the lungs that were never dealt with properly. So, you know, if you know someone in that situation, that's something that we can help, and we can help very effectively with. You know, you can feel free to give them some sort of information as regards to us, the telephone numbers, or you can guide them to our social media page. Again, we are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. That is an easy problem to correct. I mean, from a home perspective, one of the first things you need to stop doing is consume cold beverages. Cold beverages make respiratory problems 50 times worse. So you're not supposed to be drinking cold water, eating ice, those type of things. Dairy is something you should significantly minimize or remove from the diet, because that does contribute to the buildup of acid and mucus. And once you do that, you know, at Batson and Associates, there are a number of things we could also do to help you to address that situation. Back to you, Samantha.
And if you have a question for Dr. Batson, feel free to call us right now at 623-3223 or 625-2257. We have a couple of minutes, and we do have a question via WhatsApp with someone is asking, if you have HIV, can you do a detox?
Yeah, of course you can. Most definitely. I mean, what you would have to pay attention to, depending on the viral load that you may have, and depending on the your energy level. So once you're not weak, persons who are extremely weak, who may have things like anemia, low blood count, those type of things, you would not be able to do a detox off the bat. That is where you're going to definitely need a consultation. What we're going to have to do, we're going to have to build you up first, and subsequent to that, we're going to have to do the detox. Or we could actually do the building up and the detox simultaneously, but we would have to recommend specific protocols for you to follow in order for that to be done successfully without you having any problems. So yes, you can, but you need to keep those things in mind. And of course, you can give us a call and we would make the necessary recommendations for you where that is concerned. Again, those telephone numbers, you can get us at the Shogunas office. That number is 222-8261. Davey is 223-7515. And St. James is 220-8113. You can call, get your information regarding the Santulan, the Alkagen water. And keep in mind that eye drop as well, that works so well for cataract, detached retina. Any situation with your eye, that eye drop is worth looking into. One of the things too as well, you also could get information as regards to the teas, the lungs, the kidney, liver, and of course, you'll be able to also get the information regarding the testing. Let me quickly say, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Samantha, it's always a pleasure to be in your company on a Thursday. I look forward to next week. And to all the listeners of Freedom 106.5 FM, do enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon. Be safe with this weather, and we will see till next week, please God.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Batson. It was indeed a pleasure. And that was our special health segment featuring Dr. Jason Batson of Batson and Associates. Visit them on the first floor, Monday Talks Building, 182 Southern Main Road, Montrose. Call 222-8261 or WhatsApp them at 314-9975. Keep listening. We talk health every Thursday on Freedom 106.5 FM.
Then tune in for the digital world on Freedom 106.
Yes, social media family. So as usual, great program. Keep in mind that silver soap that we have at Batson Associates. You always call, get some information. If you have any problems with your skin, bloater, rash, dandruff, that is definitely something worth looking into. And you can get some information on that.
It's possible to get 3 questions before I go.
Oh, 3 questions, yeah. Let's see. You take 3 questions before I go.
All right, first question. I'm on the screen here now. Give it a minute. There. Joy Felix. On the screen. All right, pop up.
Good afternoon, Dr. Batson. So, Ms. Joy Felix, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Batson. I don't know if it is related to the thyroid. I have swelling just under my throat. The doctor does not seem worried, but I am quite concerned because it started just over a year ago and it does not seem to be getting smaller. I will be in Trinidad next month. Is this something that you would be able to look at? Yes, Ms. Felix, definitely this is something we'll be able to look at. It could be thyroid related. A lot of people have like thyroid nodules and those type of things. So it could be that, but definitely either way we will be able to address that situation for you. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to Ms. Kathleen Ishmael, Ms. Becca, good afternoon, Marge Hills, Ms. Jennifer Sargent, Ms. Teresa Fort de Souza, Ms. Jacqueline A. Noel, Pam Powell, Honey Day, love in the house as usual. Ms. Marge Hills asked the question, good day, Dr. Batson. Can you please speak on prostate treatments? What products do you have for that? Too many men are having these problems. Oh, I totally agree, especially in Tobago. So what I will do on Sunday, please go. Well, Saturday, please go. I have a program Saturday morning. That's on the Street 91.9. That program is going to be from 6:05 to 6:55. I would address the problems associated with prostate. Okay, Ms. Hills, Shaki will just remind me of that. And what was the next question? Our third and last question.
Yes, you pop up on the screen here. Yeah.
Right, Miss Rosalia Beraton asked the question, what causes a person to feel lightheaded? When going to lie down and when rising up? It could be 2 things. It could be some level of anemia. So possibility exists you may have some low blood count. It can also be an indication of poor circulation to the cerebral hemisphere. So you may have some vertigo. And in both of those instances, that is something that we address at Batson and Associates. One of the products I would recommend is the IT is a good product. The oolong tea as well is also a good product as well because that helps with blood count. The IT helps with blood circulation. The inflammation formula, very, very good product. That's also a product that you need to pay close attention to. That is going to give you some assistance in that particular area. So let me give you those telephone numbers again for Shogunas. Shogunas number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is 7515. My apologies. That's 223-7515. St. James is 220-8113. And Tobago, of course, is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to speaking with you guys on Saturday, please God. We have a lot of things coming up, but of course, most important, that office in Tobago we're doing, praying to God that we finish by the end of October. But we're way better, in a better position than we were some months ago where that is concerned. So we're coming to come. We're going to get it done for you guys. And we also have some pensioner special and some other specials coming up at the end of the year. So those are some things that you could look at. Yes, sir.
Veteran specials coming up.
Yes, we also have specials for veterans. So those of you who, retired veterans, police, army, fire, those type of individuals, look out, we're going to have something for you guys. Because, we have to ensure, they say a country, how well a country is going to do based on the way they treat the children and the elderly. That's serious, right? Because the elderly is your past and the children are the future. So we have to ensure that we take very good care of those individuals. Okay? So as usual, yours truly, Dr. Jason Batson. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. God bless and do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Be safe, those of you who are on the roads. The weather a little wet, well, the weather overcast and the place wet. So take your time when you're driving. God bless, and until Saturday morning, 6:05 to 6:55. Tell a friend, share it, and look out for some of our testimonies. We have some new testimonies that we posted up there. It's always good to read from other persons who had excellent experience so that hopefully you would have an excellent experience. God bless, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.